Hi, this is Not Too Fast here. In today's video, I will be replacing the rear shock damper on this 2008 Honda Odyssey. And the same procedure will apply to many of the other generations of the Honda Odyssey. Now the reason I'm replacing them is because I noticed on the floor at the back of my car, there was a wet spot. So there was some type of fluid dripping onto the floor. And considering it's at the back of the vehicle, there are only 3 fluids I can think of. One is going to be brake fluid, second is going to be gas, and third will be the shock. And the easiest way to find out exactly what it is to pull the wheel off and take a look. Because if it's a shock that's leaking, you'll see the outside is going to be all wet. So let's get started. The first thing we'll do is jack up the rear end of the vehicle. Underneath the back of your vehicle, there's a place where you can put your trolley jack. Make sure you chop the front wheel. Place the vehicle on jack stand. Remove the wheel. So here's a rear shock damper. Let me bring the camera close up and you'll see at the bottom here is all wet. So there's a leak inside and we need to replace this. Another thing to note when you're dealing with any type of suspension work, like replacing these type of shock damper, you do need to replace both of them. Next, you want to spray down the bolts with some penetrating oil. Here I have a CRC freeze-off. Other brands like PB Blaster, they all work fine. Now I live in the south, so I don't have a lot of snow and salt to deal with, so I don't have a lot of rust. But if you live in the north or places where you get a lot of snow, you might find those nuts and bolts to be quite rusty. But spray some penetrating oil on it and let it sit for about 20 minutes. There are 2 14mm nuts and bolts at the top. At the bottom, we also have a 17mm nuts that we need to remove. Now we'll remove this 14mm bolt on the left side and a 14mm nut on the right side. Now I'll remove the 17mm nut at the bottom. Now there's a washer here that's tapered, so you want to take a note of which direction it goes. The rounded side goes on the inside and the concave side faces outside. Now to help with removing a damper, what you want to do is place a jack underneath the knuckle right here, and we'll just raise it up a little bit and that'll remove the tension on the damper. So looking at the hole right here, I'm going to raise the damper a little bit and you'll see the hole will line up. It'll make it easier to remove the damper. The next thing you need to do is push this damper down and compress it all the way. Remove your jack. Here's a look at the old one I just removed. Now the replacement that I'll be installing is this one from KYB. The part number is 349105. Also as a comparison, if you look at the new damper, you'll want to return to its tallest position, whereas the old one stays in the same position. With the new damper, compress it all the way down. Then we'll first install the bottom side, followed by the top side. Now you'll see the bolt holes don't line up. Again, put the jack underneath the knuckle and then raise it up a little bit. Now carefully thread the left bolt in. You don't want to cross thread it. Now for the top bolt and nut, you need to torque it down to 33 foot-pounds. Install the washer. The side that's curving out faces outside. The bottom nut needs to be torqued down to 58 foot-pounds. And that's it. This is how you replace the rear shock damper on a Honda Odyssey. You'll need to repeat the same procedure for the opposite side. Well, I hope you enjoy watching this video. If you want to do the same repair on your Honda Odyssey, I will include the link for the parts I used and also some of the tools that I used in this video. If you have any questions or comments, leave one in the comment section, and don't forget to click on thumbs up and subscribe to my channel. Thank you. Put the wheel back on and tighten the lug nuts to 94 foot-pounds.